You work hard, save diligently, but sometimes it feels like your money just disappears, right? What if I told you there are 5 invisible traps, like always buying that deal on Amazon or neglecting one crucial document, that are silently destroying your financial future? Stay tuned to uncover them before it's too late.
Welcome to Retire Rich. I'm your host, Michael, and today we're diving deep into strategies that can transform your financial future. If you're serious about building wealth, you're in the right place. Today we're going to dismantle the 5 most common, yet most destructive wealth killers that keep the majority of people trapped in a cycle of financial struggle. Okay, let's get right into it.
All right, our first wealth killer is maybe the most deceptive of them all because it actually feels like progress. It's the income illusion. This deep-seated belief that a higher salary, a bigger paycheck, is the key to getting rich. We're conditioned from day one to chase promotions and raises, thinking that if we just earn more money, our problems will magically disappear. But this is a fundamental and costly misunderstanding of how wealth is actually built.
And this quote from Robert Kiyosaki absolutely nails it. See, the average person is constantly asking, how can I earn more? Their entire focus is locked on their income statement. But the wealthy? They're asking a completely different question. They're asking, how can I acquire more income-producing assets? Their focus is on the balance sheet. This isn't just a small difference in words, people. It's a completely different financial universe.
This right here, this is probably the single most important financial lesson you will ever learn, and it is brutally simple. An asset feeds you, a liability eats you. That's it. A luxury car payment of $600 a month, that's a liability. It eats. A duplex, where the rent from one side covers the entire mortgage and puts an extra $500 in your pocket every single month, now that is an asset. It feeds you, whether you show up to work or not.
So the critical point here is the mental shift this requires. The poor and middle class are trapped on a hamster wheel. They work harder to get a raise, only to find their expenses somehow rise right along with their income. Their focus is linear, and it's tied directly to their own labor. The wealth builder, however, thinks in systems. Their goal isn't just to work for money, but to use their income to build and acquire an army of assets that work for them. They're not just earning a living, they're building a money machine.
So how do you break free from this illusion? It takes 3 deliberate steps. First, you have to internalize the difference between something that pays you and something that costs you until it becomes pure instinct. Second, you have to mind your own business. Your job is not your business. Your job is your source of capital to fund your real business, which is your asset column. And third, with every dollar you earn, you have to make a conscious choice. Am I buying an asset that will pay me in the future, or a liability that will cost me? That single choice leads us directly to our next problem.
Which brings us to wealth killer number 2, the lifestyle lie. This is that insidious belief that you must look rich to be rich. It's the pressure that comes with a higher income, that urge to buy the bigger house, drive the new car, and wear the designer clothes to signal to everyone that you've made it. But this high-consumption lifestyle is a trap that consumes the very capital you need to buy the assets we just talked about. The book, The Millionaire Next Door, completely shattered this myth with its research. The authors discovered that most self-made millionaires live surprisingly modest lifestyles. They don't drive the latest luxury cars or live in mega mansions. They understand that wealth isn't what you spend, it's what you accumulate. They prioritize financial independence way above the social status that comes from high spending.
And this just brilliantly illustrates the point. Forget the idea of trust fund babies. The data shows that the overwhelming majority of millionaires in America, a staggering 80%, are first generation. They built it. They didn't win the lottery or get a huge inheritance. They built their wealth piece by piece through discipline, frugality, and smart financial choices, not by flaunting it.
Here's the difference in action. The lifestyle lie says, I got a raise, so I deserve a new car. It ties spending directly to income. Wealth accumulation, on the other hand, is all about playing great defense with your money. It doesn't matter if you earn $50,000 or $500,000 a year. Budgeting and living below your means are non-negotiable principles for one reason: to preserve capital to buy more assets.
The escape plan here is about rewiring your values. First, you have to consciously reject the game of keeping up with the Joneses. Realize that the Joneses are probably broke. Second, you must get serious about playing defense. Track every dollar, know where your money is going. And third, you have to shift your desire from status to freedom. That $500 watch isn't just money, it's a piece of your future freedom you just traded for a piece of metal.
And that brings us directly to wealth killer number 3, the debt deception. How do people fund the lifestyle they can't afford? They use debt. We live in a society that has completely normalized it. We're told there's good debt and bad debt. We're encouraged to take out loans for cars, for education, and especially for houses, all under the guise that it's a tool for a better life. For most, it's not a tool, it's a cage.
Now, this is perhaps the most controversial idea we'll cover, but it is absolutely crucial. Kiyosaki famously argues that for the average person, their primary residence is not an asset. And why? Because it constantly takes money out of your pocket through mortgage payments, taxes, insurance, and maintenance. It doesn't put money in your pocket. It's a place to live, and an expensive one at that, but it is not an investment in the same way an income-producing asset is.
M.J. DeMarco, author of The Millionaire Fastlane, frames this perfectly. He says, debt is a parasite on your most valuable resource, your time. Every time you swipe a credit card to buy something you can't afford, you are selling a piece of your future. You are transforming your potential free time into indentured time. Hours, days, and years you must work just to pay for a decision you made in the past. It is modern-day servitude.
The crucial distinction here is the purpose of the debt. The masses use debt to fund consumption and pull their future lifestyle into the present, paying a massive premium for it in interest. The wealthy view consumer debt as poison. They use leverage, yes, but strategically. They might borrow to acquire a cash-flowing apartment building that increases their net income, not to buy a depreciating boat that only increases their expenses. To escape this, you have to be aggressive. First, declare war on consumer debts. Pay it off with intensity. Second, calculate the real cost. That $1,000 phone isn't $1,000. It's 50 hours of your life you can never get back. You have to see it in those terms. And third, try the plastic-free challenge. For 1 month, use only cash. Physically handing over bills makes spending tangible again, and it short-circuits the mindless, frictionless swipe of a card. Okay, let's move to our fourth wealth killer. This is the silent one that drains your wealth because you've already fallen for the previous three. It's the ignorance tax. This is the price you pay for not understanding the language of money. It's the wealth you lose to taxes, inflation, and poor investment choices, simply because you have not invested in your own financial education.
This quote is a powerful reminder that your gross income is a vanity metric. What truly matters is what you keep. The tax system is designed to penalize employees and reward business owners and investors. The financially illiterate work from January to May just for the tax man. The financially intelligent, however, understand the tax code and use legal structures, like corporations, to minimize their tax burden, keeping far more of what they earn.
Just look at the difference in strategy. The average person pays the ignorance tax by blindly following conventional wisdom, diversifier mutual funds, without really understanding why. They outsource all their thinking to experts and are terrified of making mistakes. The wealth builder takes control. They invest more in their financial education than in any single stock. They learn how to use an S-corp or LLC to their advantage, and they understand that failure isn't the end. It's just a tuition payment for a valuable lesson.
So how do you stop paying this tax? You educate yourself. 1. Invest in yourself first. The money you spend on a great book or a seminar on real estate can yield a 1,000-fold return. 2. Learn the rules of the game. You don't need to be a tax lawyer, but you must understand the basics. And 3. Instead of diversifying into a bunch of things you don't understand, master one strategy. Become an expert in one specific area, and you will see opportunities that everyone else misses. And that brings us to the final and most profound wealth killer. This is the foundational belief that enables all the other traps. It's the time trap. This is the idea that the path to wealth is trading your time for money, a job, the 40-year plan, the belief that if you just work hard, climb the ladder, and save a little bit each month, you'll wake up rich at 65. Let me be clear, this is not a wealth-building plan, it is a life deferment plan. The Millionaire Fastlane defines 2 paths. The slow lane is the job. Your income is directly tied to the hours you work. There is no leverage. You can only work so many hours in a day. It is an equation mathematically guaranteed to make you rich when you're old, if at all. The fast lane, however, is about building scalable systems, a business, an investment portfolio. Here, income is detached from your time. The system can work for you 24/7, giving you incredible, unlimited leverage. And these aren't just abstract ideas. A fast lane system is a portfolio of rental properties generating income while you sleep. It's a software app that you build once and sell 1,000,000 times. It is a content system, like a book, that earns you royalties for years. Or it's a business where you build a team, a human resource system that runs and grows the company without your direct minute-to-minute involvement. In all of these, your income is no longer a function of the hours you put in. So as we wrap up, I want you to look at this list again. The income illusion, the lifestyle lie, the debt deception, the ignorance tax, and the time trap. Be honest with yourself. Which of these traps are you in right now? Because just identifying the trap is the very first step to escaping it. That's a wrap on today's episode. If this helped you see money differently, smash that like button. Subscribe to Retire Rich for more wealth-building strategies, and drop a comment telling me what topic you want next. Remember, your financial freedom starts with the choices you make today. I'll see you in the next one.